Hello, my name is Williams Stanley from English for Specific Purposes Class F. In this video, I will talk about topic number 12. As you can see, this is the list of topics from number 12, which are Sophia is the first human robot that gets a citizenship from the government of Saudi Arabia. What do you think about this situation? Do you agree to treat Sophia as human being? Do you think Sophia can one day exceed humans' intelligence? What will happen to human if it becomes reality? And in a in an interview, Sophia once said that she would dominate human. Will that time really come true? Okay, let's start from the first one. Alright, the first topic is Sophia is the first smart human robot that gets a citizenship from the government of Saudi Arabia. What do you think about this situation? What do I think about this situation? I think Saudi Arabia decision to give Sophia citizenship is not as impressive as it sounds. Because in reality, Sophia's only purpose in Saudi Arabia is to promote tourism in Abu Dhabi, a smartphone, channel show, and a credit card. And from what I saw in an article, Sophia's creator, David Hansen, argues that the opportunity was used to speak out on women's rights. That statement is a complete joke because in Saudi Arabia, a country in which women have only just been given the right to drive and where male guardianship still exists, meaning many women have to ask permission from male relatives or partners to leave the house, get a passport, get married, or even file police reports for domestic violence or sexual assault. The citizenship plan seemed more akin to a marketing campaign for Sophia and Saudi Arabia than it did a genuine statement on humanity, dignity, or personhood. In the end, Sophia's existence is only for personal interest rather than for the greater good. And not everyone is keen on robots being given the same rights as humans. One open letter written earlier this year and addressed to the European Commission by 150 experts in medicine, robotics, AI, and ethics described plans to grant robots legal status as electronic person as in inappropriate and ideological, nonsensical, and non-pragmatic, arguing that to do so will directly affect on human rights. And continuing to the second topic, which is, do you agree to treat Sophia as human being? In this question, I will start with answering what does treating someone as equal human being mean. Treating someone equally means that you treat them the same, regardless of their race, sex, social status, or anything else like that. Treating people fairly means that you treat them in many ways that are most appropriate for their needs. There are several points that I found on how to treat others equally. First, don't judge people by their past, and second, don't try to make yourself great by making someone else look small. What I get from these points is to not judge Sophia's behavior in the past documentaries, and I may not assume that I am better than her because she is not a real human. Now that I know what treating someone equally means, let's continue to the topic's question. Do I agree to treat Sophia as a human being? No problem. I don't really understand why I will treat her not equally. Maybe the only reason that could affect my opinion is Sophia's appearance. She is created to resemble a human, but if she was created as a talking robot box, as an example, maybe I will treat her differently because she will resemble an object more than a human. Mm, that is the end for the second topic, and I will continue to the third one. Do you think Sophia can one day exceed humans' intelligence? Before I answer this question, I will start with answering what is intelligence. Intelligence is a broad concept squeezed into one word. Intelligence has been defined in many ways. Higher level abilities, such as abstract reasoning, mental representation, problem solving, and decision making, the ability to learn, emotional knowledge, creativity, and adaptation to meet the demands of the environment effectively. I think that is the best definition I could find. For answering that, I will answer how do you categorize intelligence. There's a lot of different ways to categorize intelligence, but I think the best one I found is to categorize it into five types. There is first linguistic, which means verbal skills and sensitivity to words. Second, there's logical, which means analytical and numerical skills. And then spatial, spatial, which means visual and imaging skills. And kinesthetic, physical skills. And lastly, there's musical, rhythm skills. In five of these types of intelligence, everything can be improved by learning. For example, in linguistic, which means verbal skills and sensitivity to words, I think this type of intelligence is the hardest to learn, but maybe it's possible by learning how humans interact normally. And everything else, which are logical, spatial, kinesthetic, and musical, is pretty easy for the robots to learn. I think it's very possible because there's already an example where an AI called AlphaZero, the game playing AI created by Google seeding DeepMind, has beaten the world's best chess playing computer program, having taught itself how to play in under 4 hours. AlphaZero also mm, learned shogi in 2 hours before beating the leading program's Elmo in a 100 game matchup. AlphaZero won 90 games, lost 8, and drew 2. Also, the new generalized AlphaZero was also able to beat the superhuman former version of itself, AlphaGo, at the Chinese game of Go after only 8 hours of self-trading, winning 60 games and losing 40 games. Okay, on to the next question, which is what will happen to human if it becomes reality? This question has been asked by a lot of researchers. This phenomenon is called technological singularity, which is what is technological singularity? The technological singularity, also simply the singularity, is a hypothetical point in time at which technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization. According to the most popular version of the singularity hypothesis called intelligence explosion, an upgradable intelligent agent will eventually enter a runaway reaction of self-improvement cycles, its new and more intelligent generation appearing more and more rapidly, causing some sort of explosion in intelligence and resulting in a powerful superintelligence that qualitatively far surpasses all human intelligence. Public figures such as Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk have expressed concern that full artificial intelligence could result in human extinction. The consequences, the singularity, and its potential benefit or harm to the human race have been intensely debated. Four polls of AI researchers conducted in 2012 and 2013 by Nick Bostrom and Vincent C. Mahler suggested a median probability estimate of 50% that artificial intelligence mm, would be developed. Artificial general intelligence, I'm sorry, would be developed by 2040 until 2050. Just to be clear, I will explain what is artificial general intelligence later. Artificial general intelligence, or AGI, is the hypothetical ability of an intelligent agent to understand or learn any intellectual task that a human being can. It is a primary goal of some artificial intelligence research and a common topic in science fiction and future studies. AGI can also be referred as strong AI, full AI, or general intelligent action. And for the last question, in an interview, Sophia once said that she would dominate humans. Will that time really come true? While futurist Ray Kurzweil predicted 15 years ago that the singularity, the time when the abilities of computer overtake the abilities of the human brain, will occur in about 2045, Gale and his co-authors believe this event may be much more imminent, especially with the advent of quantum computing. It's already been 4 years since the program AlphaGo, fortified with neural networks and learning modes, defeated Lee Sedol, the Go world champion. Where is the speculation coming from? If we look at the calculating capacity of computers and compare it to the number of neurons in the human brain, the singularity could be reached as soon as the early 2020s. However, the human brain is wired differently than computer, and that may be the reason why 10 tests that are simple for us are still quite challenging for today's AI. Also, the size of the brain, the number of neurons don't equate to intelligence. For example, whales and elephants have more than double the number of neurons in their brain, but are not more intelligent than humans. What will this mean for astrobiology? Not much. If we are searching only for microbial extraterrestrial life, but it might have a drastic impact on the search for extraterrestrial terrestrial intelligent life. If other civilizations are similar to ours but older, we would expect that they already moved beyond the singularity. So they would not necessarily be located on a planet in the so-called habitable zone. As the authors point out, such civilization might prefer locations with little electronic noise in a dry and cold environment, perhaps in space, where they could use superconductivity for computing and quantum entanglement as a means of communication. And that is the end. Thank you for watching.